Hello everyone and welcome to part 6 of Rags to Riches with Dartford. Now, last time out, we played Dulwich Hamlet and Eastbourne Borough, and we drew both of the games, but since then, things have gone very, very, very well. So the next two games, we won both of them 5-1. So we played Dover at home, and then we played Tunbridge away from home. Both teams that we would definitely expect to beat, but yeah, nonetheless, winning both of them 5-1 was very, very good. And then we drew 1-0 against St Albans, which leaves us only one game to play for today's episode, and that is away from home against Hampton and Richmond, who are currently in 20th place. So hopefully we can win the final game of the season. Now, our main title rivals haven't. Obviously, they won their two games when we drew two, but then they dropped many, many points. So they drew their game against Hungerford, lost against Chippenham, who were third in the league, and then drew against Oxford City. And what that means for the league is that we have won the National League South. So we have gained automatic promotion already, currently on 91 points. I think it said that Dartford's record points is 93. So if we win this game, we'll actually beat the record points as well. And it means, as things stand, obviously this could change in this game, but Chippenham are actually second. It's crazy to think that in the last episode, Havant and Waterlooville were only 2 points away from us, and now there's a 7-point gap between us and them after only another, 3 games played. So, yeah, things have gone very, very well for us. So in today's episode, like I say, we've got Hampton and Richmond coming up, and then we're going to look at the end of season review, and then have a look at a couple of transfers that I've made or are either looking at their contracts and hopefully signing. We are going to hit a quick pick, and this is the team, the normal team, the one you've seen in pretty much every episode. Sante, Pierre, Coulson, Hume, Sablier, Lovett, Winter, Essam, Krasinski, Clark, and then Wilkes in goal. We're going to stick with the attacking mentality, because why not? Even if we lose this game, it doesn't matter at all. But we might as well stick with attacking, because then if we win it, it might be a 6-game thriller. We'll have to see. In terms of exciting games, you might see here, I've got my Arsenal third kit on, and I'm recording this on Sunday the 22nd, where we literally just beat Man United 3-2 with a goal in the 90th minute. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. And Asante uses his head, gets it in the goal, 90 minutes in, 1-0 up already. Lovely to see Asante scoring a goal in what will be his final game for Dartford, very, very sadly. Also the final game for Pierre as well. To be honest, it's probably the final game for a lot of these guys, but those two in particular have been absolute standouts for us, and it's very sad we haven't been able to keep them on, but when you're that good, you're going to be able to go to better teams and command a lot more money than we can pay them. And Hume goes for a shot himself from miles out, and he's straight back on it with a free kick. Not able to do much with it, but Lovett does pick it up. Passes it back onto our defender Clark, onto Lovett, and just passes it back to our keeper. Not really much happening there. Hume actually scored a fantastic goal in one of his games, in the ones off camera. If I remember what one it is, I'll have to pull that up after this game. But an immediate counter-attack from Hampton and Richmond. Tries to chip our keeper. Unable to do so, and just goes over the top of the net. Krasinski tries to get it onto Asante, gets it onto his head, tries to place it into the left-hand side of the goal, like he did in the 20th minute, but is unable to do so this time. I was going to shout some encourage at them, and that's probably a bad idea. They don't like you encouraging them when we're actually winning. And that is half-time. Our attacking not necessarily giving us the most exciting football, but 49 minutes in, and it looks like we're on the ball again. Asante gets tackled, and I think that's been called as a penalty for some reason. Oh, it was. It didn't even give it a chance to change who was taking it. I would have given it to Pierre so he can get a goal in his last game, but it is going to be Hume, and he slots it past the keeper very nicely, and that is 2-0. You can see it says that Havant are actually losing to Welling, although I think that literally just popped up that they equalised, but it's 3-3 for them too at the moment. So a pretty tense game for them. Doesn't really make much of a difference because they'll finish second or third. And we've done a very nice long ball here onto Asante, and that is a very, very nice strike from him. That's his second goal of the game, and that means we are 3-0 up. 81 minutes in, let's make a sub. We'll take off Asante. Bring on Dan Roberts. He hasn't played much this season. Give him a final game as well. Who else can we bring on? Bring on Carruthers for maybe Sablier. I think that's going to be the end of this game, to be honest. There we go, full time. The whistle's been blown, and we won our final game of the season 3-0. Wonder how the other teams did. We'll find out in a second. So in the end, Welling and Haven actually drew 3-3. Crazy game there. That means that they finish third place on 85 points. And Chippenham, what happened with them? Oh, there we go. Chippenham beat Dulwich Hamlet 2-1, so they actually finished second with 89 points. Hampton and Richmond, the guys we just played, only just avoided being relegated, basically. 48 points, with Concord with 47. I also asked the board for a load of things, so they have granted our request for a senior affiliate, so we should be able to bring in some loan players next season as well, which should be nice. We asked for some recruitment analysts as well, because we didn't have any. They've accepted it, and they've also allowed us to have 4 coaches, which doesn't really make much of a difference. Oh, no, never mind, it does. I thought we already had 4. But we only have 3, so it means that we get to place an advert for another one of those. Looks like maybe goalkeeping coach we could do with. I don't know if we actually have any. Oh, we already have one, so just a normal coach, I think. We'll place an advert for. So I said that we would have a look at our transfers, and this is what is happening. So we're trying to bring in a 21-year-old central defender from Dorking. You can see that he's a 3-star at the moment, 5-star potential ability. He's got pretty decent physicals. He's got 15 jumping reach, 12 pace. His strength could be better, but it doesn't really matter. But 13 decisions, 13 heading, 13 tackling. He seems like he's pretty decent, and obviously with the potential to be a League One standard, so that's kind of the main reason we're going in for him. We are currently the only people going in for him, so hopefully that allows us to sign him, and he only wants £250 a week, so it's a no-brainer really. The other guy we're going in for is Zach Dearnley. Don't know if I've said that right. He's from Buxton. He is a attacking midfielder striker. We're offering him £500 a week. There's also major interest from Bromley, who are currently in the National League. So if they go in for him, it'll likely go for them, sadly. But we'll have to see if they actually make an offer. He's a 3.5-star potential of 4.5 winger, and he just overall looks pretty decent. And then the main guy that we are actually paying quite a bit of money for is Hercules from Enfield Town, which isn't even a league you can play in this game, so how he's playing there, I do not know. I think we're paying him like £700 a week, so he will be our highest earner, but he is very, very good. He is a right winger, also can play as the pressing forward, but generally we'll be using him as a right winger. His attributes aren't fantastic, but his physicals are very good. And the main thing that drew me to him is that in his 34 games that he played for Enfield Town, he's got a 7.32 average rating. So it seems like he could be pretty decent. And in terms of our current squad, I have renewed the contract of 2 of our players, and that is James Clark, our right back. He is with us for another year. 4-star, 5-star potential. Thought we might as well keep him. I mean, he's got 16 stamina. His physicals are pretty decent. And in the lower leagues, this section of technicals don't really matter too much as long as they're pretty decent in the physical attributes. Then they'll do all right. And then we have also renewed the contract of Luke Coulson, our main guy who plays on the left for us normally. Yeah, even though he's accomplished rather than that's where he likes to play, but it doesn't really matter. We have renewed the contract for him as well because he's played very well. 7.1 rating overall for us in his 48 appearances. In that time, he's got us 6 goals and 13 assists. So he's been pretty decent. So it's time to have a look at the end of season review for the 2022 to 2023 Dartford season. Now, it says here the new arrivals. Let's see who we brought in. So I agree that our best signing by far was Asante. Brought in on loan, brought in from Tottenham. 33 appearances, 31 goals, 10 assists with an average rating of 7.7. To be honest, I reckon him, along with Pierre, who obviously was already at the club, are probably the main reason that we got promoted. Pretty much, he got an A-. I don't know what he needed to have done to get an A+. But nonetheless, absolutely fantastic signing. Very sad that he isn't going to stay with us. He's already moving on. Callum Hume as well. 16 appearances, 7 goals, 7 assists, 7.3 rating. He was on loan from Charlton. And then obviously we brought in Luke Coulson as well. Seeing his results, they are disappointed that we only reached the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup. However, they can understand that the team had a difficult draw because we were knocked out by Havant and Waterlooville. Because before that, we beat Bognor Regis 5-3 and Beckenham Town 4-1. But we did succumb to a pretty big defeat against Havant and Waterlooville. Could never say their name right. Havant and Waterlooville when we lost 5-1. And in the FA Trophy, we managed to reach the 4th round, but were beaten 2-1 by Banbury United. Weirdly, it doesn't show our league progress for some reason. I don't know why. Our biggest win was an 8-2 win against Heybridge in the FA Trophy. That is a pretty big win. Moment to remember was apparently our 2-1 win against Chelmsford. Not sure why that's a match to remember, but it is. And then the goal of the season was Callum Hume in the Oxford City game. I think that's actually the goal that I mentioned earlier in the game that I wanted to show you, so I'll show you that now. Sadly, we didn't win this match, but here is Pierre, sends it to Clark, over to Hume, and then he shoots from there and gets it in. So yeah, very good goal, and I can see why that was the goal of the season. Finances, these are all going to be green because we obviously didn't have a first season. No new sponsorship deals and no new sponsorship deals. Our best-selling shirt was Pierre, and then we've got Asante, Carruthers, Coulson and Murtar. We won the Manager of the Month in September, October, January and February. And in the Player Awards, most of them went to Asante, to be honest. The Fans Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season, Signing of the Season, Top Goal Scorer. Most Player of the Match Awards, he got 11 of them and the highest average rating as well. And then in record breakers, Asante also broke a lot of records. So he got the most overall goals by a player in a season, most league goals. Pierre managed to get the most goals by a player in a match because he got 6. And in the manager timeline here, it doesn't say a huge amount other than our signings, pretty much. And then with that, we have gained 986 followers on social media. Next season, the board want us to attempt to avoid relegation. So they think we're going to get relegated. And what that means is even if we do get relegated, I keep my job, or at least that's what should happen. But hopefully we won't be anywhere near the relegation zone anyway. And then to finish off the season, we need to hold a end-of-season team meeting and discuss our plans for the next season. So I say we are good enough to avoid being drawn into relegation. They didn't like that. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I want you to enjoy your break so we can discuss promises when we're back. There we go. They're all either slightly positive or a little bit encouraged. And to finish off the episode, we can confirm the signing of 21-year-old centre-back Kevin Joshua. He will be joining us on the 14th of May, and he's going to be a regular starter in the central defender role, and he's got potential League One standards, so hopefully over the course of the season, he'll get even better. But with that, marks the end of this episode. Next time, we'll come back either for a transfer special or just to show you all the transfers and then do the first couple of games of the season in the National League. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fantastic stuff, and I'll see you next time.